To win a half-hour appointment with me, please click on the subscribe button and the bell to advise you of new shows, and please leave a contact email address so that we can get hold of you if you are a winner of an appointment with Sandy's Numerology. Hi, and welcome to Sandy's Numerology. Mcebisi JONAS. He was our former Deputy Minister of Finance, who was fired by Zuma in December of 2015. Mcebisi is born on the 1st of January 1960. What is interesting about him is that he's independent, he's got a higher vision, he's got double 11s, which makes him see the bigger picture. He's got a 9 life path, which basically says money is a part of my life, not the whole of my life. His Mcebisi is bright, fast, quick and intelligent. His Jonas is a 5, which is a government number. It is about being in power. But his full-born name is a 22-4, which means to be the head of, to be in charge of something much larger than just one's own little business. And this is where the finance sits, in a sense of being a 22-4. It's about facts and figures and detail and information. And he would be quite pedantic about that. What is interesting is that in 2015, he was in a double 1 year, and he's born on the 1st of the 1st. So that year was not a good year for him. In a way, to a point it was. And then when he was being offered a deal by the Guptas, that they could make him as rich as Duduzane Zuma, giving him 600 million, but they wanted him to conform to what they were doing and what was going on. And it was, at that time, was really about the nuclear deal and wanting to get that all signed off. And at the same time, in that year where he was in the year of fortune and being offered all of this, he was in the year of misfortune, number 1, because he never accepted it, number 2, because he lost his job. But in that year, he was so close to his birthday in the January, because he got fired in the December of 2015. He went into a year of resignation, retrenchment. However, he didn't even get the firing papers. He heard it on the news. But he met with Nene and Pravin Gordhan and let them know that Nene's job was on the line, and he actually gave them the information of the said meeting, that the Guptas had warned him that if he ever let anybody know, that his life would be in danger. But he put the cat amongst the pigeons, because very soon after Nene was fired, Pravin Gordhan's position, he became Minister of Finance, and even that didn't last very long. But what is interesting is that there's always patterns in numbers. And currently Mcebisi is in a double 4 year, which bounces on his 22-4, which is about facts. He testified on the 24th of August, which brings in a 2, 4 and a 6. It gives it a double 5 day, but the outcome of the day is a 7. And the 5s is the discovery and disclosure. The 4 is the facts. And 8 is about communication. But the day alone, 2, 4, 6 and the 5 brings in Mcebisi's numbers. But the day of the disclosure brings in the rest of the crew that he was talking about, being the Guptas and Zuma. Being in this double 4 year, he's in a year of position and title, and yet he's in detriment because there's a lot of problems around him career-wise. And going into 2019, and we're sitting here in August of 2018, how long is this giving evidence on state capture case going to last? And I think it's going to push itself all the way through into the new year. The greater thing is that I think that Mcebisi, as he goes past his birthday on the 1st of January, has got more things to disclose, and he sits in a time of detriment, so he needs to be incredibly aware of his status, where he's working, who he's working for, and that he's got to be very, very careful. He cannot trust anybody that's around him. He's got to watch around his personal life. He's got to watch around the business world, because it's all about money, power, politics, the discovery, the disclosure. But the difficulties that are going to come his way is not going to make his life much easier. Only when we get him through 2018, the whole way through 2019, when he reaches 2020, does his career kick back into gear again. So we will see how this all starts to evolve in the disclosure of what only happened to him. And now that there's a whistleblower hotline that has been set up by Pravin Gordon, I have to say to the people out there, you have information, you have to use that hotline, because everything is very critical that this whole state capture and the power of the Guptas, who had power over Zuma, where he thought he was in power, but this is all kind of a pot that's on the stove. And I don't think any of this is over until they say the fat lady has sung, and that's going to be critical for him, that if he's got more information to come forward, and if there's anybody else to assist him, and not only the case, but to assist the country in getting this all sorted. We're also sitting with 5 planets that are in retrograde, and these are the outer planets, which are so powerful. And when they're in retrograde, they revisit things. But being the power planets like Jupiter and Uranus, etc., they bring down the powers that were in power, whether it's in business, government, whether it's individuals. So now's the time that all of this has to come out and has to be there to say to people, this is not how you do business. So a big up to Mcebisi for braving it and coming up with the information. And again, I must remind him that he needs to take incredible care of his home, around his home, his personal life, and in his career life. It's not going to get any easier until 2020 in January. Thank you for watching Sandy's Numerology.